Welcome to 18th century Lisbon. Not Paris or London. This is where the heart and purse of the world lies. Take a deep breath. Can you smell it? The scent of cinnamon, pepper, and ultimate luxury is filling the air. It is rumored that the streets here are not paved with stone, but with pure gold flowing in from Brazil. A true empire at the height of its glory. But don't just listen to me tell the story. Open your eyes wide. We're going to use technology to recreate every breath of this glorious past. Before you is the magnificent Ribeira Palace. Look closely at it, because this proud beauty is about to disappear forever. A bustling crowd, million-dollar deals. They have no idea that cruel fate is counting down the seconds. A catastrophe is about to strike. An event that will wipe out everything and change European history forever in just one morning. You will witness a scene of hell on earth. When the earth rises in turmoil and an entire magnificent capital city turns to ashes. 200,000 lives are living here. Lisbon is currently the dragon of Europe, second only to London and Paris in size. Dubbed the New Rome with 40 magnificent churches. But beneath that holy facade lies a chaotic and filthy labyrinth. Wealth flows freely through the streets, but ironically, the sewage system is a complete zero, a suffocating medieval labyrinth. But look far away, the Tagus River. This is not just water. This is the Golden Throat, the lifeblood of the empire. In 1730, the density of ships was so high that it was rumored you could walk across the river by jumping from one deck to another. Why are there so many ships? Because Lisbon is operating the first truly global economic machine in human history. The first pillar, spices. While other countries are still struggling, Portugal has already grasped the key to the treasures of the East. Pepper, cinnamon, cloves. They're dumped directly into Lisbon's warehouses and resold at exorbitant prices to a Europe hungry for flavor. The second pillar, white gold. Exquisite Chinese porcelain from Macau that every Parisian or London aristocrat would be willing to kill to possess. The third pillar, Africa. By controlling the Atlantic trade winds, they amassed ivory and precious timber to build their motherland. But the real engine, the monster that fuels Lisbon, is the fourth pillar, the frenzied gold rush from Brazil. After 1695, a veritable river of gold flowed across the ocean. Thousands of tons of pure gold landed right at this port, turning Lisbon into the world's treasury. Gold is not just for hoarding. The king has transformed it into soft power, turning Lisbon into a magnet for knowledge and science from all of Europe. He invested in permanence. The world's greatest hydraulic engineering projects were built, defying time. But the most valuable asset lies in the shadows. That is Roteiros, a collection of top-secret nautical charts. In the 18th century, these maps were the trigger codes for nuclear weapons. Whoever possessed them controlled the oceans. In 1750, Lisbon was not just a city, it was the world's giant warehouse. The richest creditor on the planet, but step down to the harbor. A noisy mess. Dutch, English, Italian. The whole world is shouting right here. And the stench. Lisbon is beautiful, but it smells really awful. Trash is thrown straight from windows onto the street. Watch your head. Unlike Paris or London, which are nestled deep inland, Lisbon looks directly out onto the deep blue ocean, a city obsessed with its skyline. This river is strange. It's both a drainage ditch, a source of fish for the poor, and a route for transporting diamonds to kings and queens. Today, the heavy warships have disappeared, giving way to luxurious yachts, but the river remains there, a silent witness to history. Imagine you are standing in front of Ribeira Palace. This has been the residence of Portuguese kings for 250 years, a symbol of absolute power. If Versailles is the symbol of French power, then Ribeira is the global reach of Portugal, a living treasure. King João V. He spends money at a frenzied rate, on par with Louis XIV of France. He wants to turn this court into a grand Baroque stage. Inside these walls are 70,000 precious books, a colossal library containing the knowledge of all mankind, purchased with gold from Brazil. Masterpieces by Titian, Rubens, Correggio, all are displayed here. A priceless art collection that no amount of money can buy. He doesn't just want to be king, he wants to be the most devout king. He used Brazilian gold to buy the title from the Pope and gild God. The Royal Chapel has become the most dazzling place in Europe. Gold and silver cover every surface, a breathtaking opulence. But the palace isn't just for prayer. The lower levels are the brains of the empire, where clerks calculate every peppercorn and every gold bar that goes into storage. Today, this palace is completely gone. Not a single brick remains. It has been wiped off the face of the earth. When we get to 1,755 inches this story, you'll understand why. Where once the magnificent palace was, this is now the spacious square. To understand Lisbon, you must understand its relationship with God. This is Jeronimos Monastery, the greatest masterpiece of Manueline architecture. Look closely at these rocks, ropes, coral, sea monsters. The entire ocean is carved into the rock, a unique Portuguese style. It was built with the pepper tax, 5% of the profit from every shipment of spices, a monument erected from the pungent flavors of the East. This is a spiritual anchor. Sailors come here to pray before voyages lasting 3 years, with no idea when they will return. Those fortunate enough to survive will return here to give thanks. Nearby is the Belém Tower. In the 18th century, it was much further from the shore than it is today, standing isolated in the swirling waters of the Tagus River. That is the last image of home a sailor sees when he sets sail, and the first sign of life when he returns. But that beauty is a deception. Beneath that white stone lies a dark and damp prison. In these flooded dungeons, political prisoners are held captive. When the tide rises, the water reaches their necks, a slow and horrific death. Deep within the city lies the Carmo convent, the most important Gothic church, towering like a lighthouse of faith overlooking Rossio Square. Its library is legendary. Its bells are the heartbeat of the city. But this devotion is about to reveal a terrifying dark side. This is Rossio Square. Today it's a place of pleasant gatherings, but in the 18th century it was the stage of a horror called the Inquisition. While the light of the Enlightenment is spreading throughout Paris, here, people are still burning their fellow human beings alive in the name of God. The new Jews, the accused witches, they were paraded through the streets in their shameful yellow robes before being burned at the stake. These were mass performances. Kings and nobles came to see them as if they were going to a theater. A fanatical and suffocating atmosphere enveloped the city. Leaving the bloody square, climb the Bairro Alto hill. When night falls, this is where the soul of Lisbon is born. Fado music, melancholy melodies of sailors and marginalized people. Portuguese guitar music plays, lamenting the plight of those adrift. During the day, the city thrives on the Gallegos. Without running water, it is these shoulders that carry life up the steep slopes. And be careful, agua vai, water coming. That's the code for dumping toilets in the street. Lisbon is magnificent, but it smells like an overcrowded city. All that beauty, wealth, and even the dark sides, all converged on one fateful day, the 1st of November 1755. All Saints' Day, 9:40 a.m. The whole city is in church. Thousands of candles are lit. No one knows that they are preparing their own funeral pyre. 9:40. The ground roars. Not a slight tremor, but a 9-magnitude Richter monster, tearing apart the foundations of the city. The massive stone domes, the pride of Gothic architecture, collapsed instantly. Thousands of worshippers were buried alive while they were praying. The narrow streets become death traps. Houses collapse upon each other. Dust obscures the sun. Lisbon is plunged into darkness in broad daylight. The survivors run towards the river, the only safe space. They think the nightmare is over, but they are wrong. 40 minutes later, an eerie silence. The Tagus River suddenly recedes, revealing a muddy riverbed and shipwrecks. The ocean is gaining momentum, and then it came. A 10-meter high wall of water. The tsunami swallowed the harbor, swept away the survivors, and destroyed the lower floors of the palace. Crushed, submerged. But fate has not yet spared Lisbon. A third calamity is beginning to brew. Thousands of All Saints' Day candles fell into the wooden rubble. The wind blew them into flames. A firestorm engulfed the city for 5 days and nights. When the smoke clears, 85% of the city has been wiped out. Palaces, libraries, treasures, All are just ashes. 60,000 people have died. This shock shook all of Europe. Voltaire and Rousseau argued, how could a merciful God allow this to happen on a holy day? The era of blind faith is over. King José I survived, but his mind was shattered. He was so terrified of the stone walls that he spent the rest of his life living in luxurious canvas huts on the hill. The responsibility of rebuilding falls to the Marquis of Pombal. His words have become legendary. Bury the dead and feed the living. An era of rationality begins. He leveled it all. No more winding medieval alleys. The new Lisbon has emerged with straight, wide, and scientifically designed boulevards. He created Gaiola, the world's first earthquake-resistant wooden cage, a flexible frame hidden inside solid stone walls. To test durability, he had an entire battalion of soldiers march around the model to create vibrations. Experimental science has replaced prayer. The distinctive azulejos blue ceramic tiles are not just for decoration. They are mass-produced to speed up construction, creating a uniform look for the city. And here is the result: the commercial square, built right on the site of the old palace. But now it's wide open to welcome the world. No longer the closed fortress of the king, the statue of the king trampling on snakes, a symbol of order's victory over chaos. Lisbon has risen from the ashes, stronger than ever. Today, when you sit on the yellow tram winding through the old town, you are traveling through layers of history, between ancient beauty and modern life. Lisbon is the most vivid testament to the human spirit, crushed, burned, but never surrendered. Goodbye, and see you on the next journey.